Let's go. Come on now. Good morning, man.
All right, let's go.
Dude, I was so mentally distracted last night. I
Night.
just
What?
could not get into like the meditative state. I
What
was
were you
like, I was
doing,
trying to meditate. I was just like all over. Like I wasn't even sitting down, like consuming one certain content, like online. I was just like, it's just everything, every different
Everything.
apps.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing, and I was like, oh
I
man.
think back. Fuck, we can't say back in the old episodes. But we talked about like your connection to your like vice. I feel like you're just thinking about it too much. You like feel so you're basically just
Putting too much attention to it.
putting too
Yeah,
much
maybe.
attention because like until 6 o'clock we were working on creating stuff. So who cares what you do after that? You were from what 12 o'clock to 6 or whatever. We were just creating. So you have 2 hours of consuming or whatever.
Let's go. Whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel better now, so because we're doing creative stuff. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
All right, let's do it.
Episode 2.
Oh, let me hit this one.
You want to do this one? Let's go.
All right. For all you ambitious athletes out there, we gather books, podcasts, videos, articles, whatever, to level up in our sport. Welcome to Incremental Edge.
Hey yo, water boy. This shit wet. We run it up for so. That bitch gon' not know where it's up. Run that shit, we at all the show. Say that shit for your camera roll. I did everything for it, so now we pull up with foreign though. Shot the top.
Let's go.
You gotta pull it. Like
No, we're not doing this stupid stuff.
Like you gotta pull it.
No, you don't know how to
There
grab
you
it.
go.
I'm black.
All right.
Come on.
First, today we're talking about giving advice to our younger selves.
Oh yeah, I
As
forgot. I
athletes.
didn't
You
even know what
forgot.
we're talking about.
Come on, get your stuff ready, man.
Advice
All right.
to our younger selves.
So when I start, for me, it's definitely listen to my body because as you can see,
So you're not even listening. You got to give that to your 2 months
Dude,
ago self, not even your younger.
dude, I don't know, man. 2 months, yeah. I mean, I'm still kind of right now realizing actually like how important it is to listening to the pain. It's like the idea of, let's say you're hurting quite a lot and you've been pushing for the past 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
And think about taking it off for 2 weeks versus taking it off for 9 months, because if the injury is severe, you gotta get a surgery, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Like I did multiple times in the past. It's not worth it. And also, I was just listening to a book, audio book called 33 Strategies of War. It's saying that the ability to end a war, to retreat, is just as important, if not more important, than the ability to engage, to offend.
Do you think you figured it out? Because I feel like, I see him still in the gym.
Yeah,
I
I
feel like
think I think I did figure it out. I definitely think, because
I feel like,
you know what?
I feel like a week ago, you were like, my shoulder hurts. I was like, all right, just take off like 2 weeks of your shoulder.
Yeah, but like
I still see you using your shoulder. You still haven't learned. So I think
that's more for like the rust pain. That's not really...
I think it's not like a black and white situation. I think it's gonna take time for you to really master
But at least I'm aware of like the problem.
That's the first step.
At least I would want to, if I were to go back in time, I want to get rid of all these injuries so I could, it's not even that I like regretting the older stuff, but it's that I'm curious of where I could have been if I didn't get injured.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest,
I'm missing out kind of.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest decider of like athletes, like the top athletes.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many guys that had the potential but got injured, and then they lose a year or they end their career.
Man, that's tough.
Sucks. Yeah.
That's why we're putting our thoughts together to hopefully prevent that from happening for some of them.
For some people watching, just don't be stupid. Just
all right, your point. Come on.
All right, my lesson would be probably to conquer everything outside of the sport. I think conquer. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people think the 3 hours or 4 hours they're doing their sport is like the most important period to get better. But then you got you got 16 to 18. What am I doing? Terrible math. You got 20 hours of the day outside of your sport that you also could be getting equally as much better. Yeah. So I think when I was younger, I was working in the gym hard. I wouldn't tell myself to do more in the gym. I'd get injured. I think outside of the gym, could have had a better diet, could have gotten more sleep, could have studied, more things out, just everything that's really not in the gym.
And I feel like if you're doing that, all of these things outside of the gym, it'll be helpful. Like when you get in the gym, you'll be like war ready. You'll be prepared to attack and stuff. Just kind of in the zone automatically.
Yeah, so that's my lesson.
That's great. Moving on. For me, I feel like this one is important because I would definitely, if there's one skill set to learn, I would force myself to learn meditation at the time. Because I remember, especially like when I was injured a little bit, I remember myself just distracted all the time, like on the phone or whatever, on this, on that. And like even when I wanted to, sit down and work, you know how like when you sit down, like the beginning part of working is the most difficult one, right? And when you sit down, you get in the zone, it's kind of better. But when I was lacking the ability to concentrate well, I couldn't just take the 5 minutes or 3 minutes to concentrate. It had to take me like 20 minutes to get in the zone or at all, right? Yeah. So like that was an ability that was so important that I was lacking. And imagine like every time I sit down, I have to work, all these frictions that's pushing against me. Imagine in the long run how much harder it would be for me to, progress.
Yeah.
And I think that if I had that skill set, it was just easier for me to, it would have been easier for me to live in the moment, just enjoy everything else a little bit more. And like I could be a much different person now, even like better.
If you mastered meditation earlier.
Yeah.
I know I just started getting into it because you've been preaching it so much.
Yeah, I've been talking so much.
And I mean, I got to stay open-minded, so I started trying. Funny thing is, I realized I've been meditating unconsciously.
That's good.
Unconsciously for years. Like I didn't realize it was meditation, so I was like, I don't know how to even start with meditation. Then you said just take 5 minutes out of your day, just start focusing on your breath, and just try to feel a certain feeling. And I sat there and I did that, and the next day I did it. And I was like, wait a second, this is familiar. Before I even when I'm at a competition and when I salute the judge, I take a deep breath. And it feels like the exact same feeling. And I was like, let's go. Shoot, I've been doing this already.
Yeah, you're a vet now. Come on.
Yeah, I guess. That's interesting.
But I feel like you gotta, right now you know that. You know that the feeling could be like controlled.
Yeah.
It could be like, remade whenever you want. So I think that could be a skill.
Yeah.
Because now that you're aware of it. Yeah.
True. For the people watching, try meditation.
The
word
we'll
meditation.
Talk about it more.
I just want to say a quick thing. Like the word meditation, I think, makes people so confused.
Exactly.
Because you don't know, you just think like, monks doing it all day, like what is it, like how do I start? Just do think about breathing techniques.
So I feel like it's almost like prepare for whatever is to come, whether it's tomorrow or it's weird because the saying is live in the moment, but like you gotta feel the feeling first, and then what's to come in the future, you'll be more like prepared for it, if that makes sense.
I kind of see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like I don't know, we'll like make a better explanation for it
later. Yeah,
like not the word meditation, but like the idea of meditation, and then share it and stuff. So it's better understood.
Yeah. All right. My next lesson. This is for my 15-year-old self. It's 3 years ago. It's almost 4. Dang. Okay. Honestly, keep doing what you're doing. All right, it's working.
Cool it down a little.
I'm not trying to be cocky. It's just. I realized all these small things, I feel like I wouldn't want to make myself do too much of these extra small things at 15, because I also need to just enjoy sport for what it is, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's not like I don't really have too many regrets. I don't think I did perfect, but I think I did a great amount, and I just enjoyed it. So I wouldn't want to change that part. I'm ready to do whatever it takes now.
Mm-hmm.
I was still ready to do whatever it takes then, but I think I was having a lot of fun, and I think there should be an important balance for a 15-year-old in their sport. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's almost like the best answer, because not regrets. Right?
No regrets.
Not kids for me.
Yeah.
The last one I would give is to tell my younger self to not obsess over one thing in terms of the process, that one thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you could, it was okay for me to be obsessed over a final goal, a higher goal, long-term goal. It's okay, right?
Yeah.
But I would give you an example. Sugar, right? I was getting into those self-help books, those 30-day no challenge, no sugar challenge and stuff. I was like, oh, this makes sense. Let me do it. Mm. But it was very hard to be completely perfect in terms of not eating added sugar because
Exactly.
everything is added. And then whenever I do that, I would calculate, oh, how many grams of sugar I got
We
today.
all been through that.
And then I would feel that slightest sugar consumption, like, and then that itself, that focus itself is distracted from focusing on like where you're working, like what actually matters. And I think like that obsession itself is just not productive at all. And like I could focus on, I could put an intention on it, but
you can't
over exaggerate it. It's just not necessary for me, I think.
Yeah. You know what? I thought you were gonna say for your last lesson just to get on the creating side instead of the consuming side.
Well, I mean, we could talk about that too.
I think that would have been it because I guess I started at like 16, so if I started a little earlier, I mean, that would have been better. But I mean, I feel like there's creators and there's consumers. I said this last episode.
Yeah,
if they were watching, but
it's so important. It's like it's completely different field of feeling.
Yeah.
You know, and like you could just go different streams. It's like streams of rivers.
Yeah.
Like pushing you a different way. You know, for anybody, the momentum is different.
Yeah. For anybody who didn't watch like the last episode, basically there's people who consume everything. You consume a bunch of content. You consume experiences. You just everything you're doing isn't you're not creating anything new. You're just taking in everything that the world's giving. And I feel like those type of people are the ones that get depressed, the ones that are distracted all the time, the ones that have no direction. But the ones who are trying to create content, you're trying to create businesses, you're trying to affect people, just build. Those are the people who have direction. They get like joy from what they're doing. They're proud of their work. And those are the ones that succeed in life, I feel like. So if you're thinking about like what to do, just think, what should I create? And that's just led me from like 16 on to just like have a good path. But if I was 15, started a year earlier, it might have been better. So I guess that's my last.
But it's never too late, right?
Never too late. That's an important lesson too. Like the reward of when you create something is way more valuable than sitting.
I
was gonna say, I'll go real quick. Yeah, you play a video game, you're consuming for 2 hours, it's fun, but the feeling is not anywhere near when you create something. That's all I want to say.
Like you just said it. What I was gonna say. It's not only more productive, it also feels better. It feels different and better. So like, why not do that? It's just the beginning, because when you're being reactive to like the consumption, you're consuming, it's easier to get that,
it's like a
rush.
Short-term.
Yeah, it's like instant. But like, I wouldn't even say it's long-term, gratification when you create. It's just like 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
It's like you sit down, think about ideas for 2 minutes, and then we just get that feeling automatically.
Yeah.
So, that's great. All right. You want to put it there? I guess subscribe,
like, comment, do whatever.
Yeah. Give us any ideas you want us to talk about. We'll put everything together and share with you.
Yeah. Got some good stuff coming next. So.
Yes, sir. Welcome
to our journey.
To our great journey.
Come on. Let's go.
Come on. Let's go. Bye.